Hello, and welcome back for my second episode. This is for stylizing your Pong game that we made in the previous episode. So, here's the Pong game right here, the same one from last time. So, I'm going to be making this without any reference. So, if I mess up and I'll fix it. So, I'm going to decorate it, add some point scoring systems, a win lose, maybe a title screen. So, in case you hadn't seen the last episode, it was pretty much on how to make a Pong game kind of like this, where this paddle on the right, the red paddle, is being controlled by the computer, and you're moving the blue paddle with your mouse. So now we're going to focus on decorating this. So first of all, I'm going to put it into kind of more of a retro style. So I'm going to go to the backdrops. I'm going to change this to black, just black background. And then I'm actually going to put both of the paddles being white. So this is going to change some of our scripting now, but I can help with this. White paddle 1, and then you has a white paddle 2. So now you'll notice the ball, it was sensitive to these specific colors. So it'll actually make the script simpler because I'm just replacing the colors right here with the color of the new paddle. And then I'm just going to delete the whole part if touching color red because they're both touching the color white. So now we have our paddles decorated, but the ball does not look at all retro. So let's fix that. The ball. Now, a bunch of costumes right here that I don't need, so I'm going to delete every single one of those except for one. All right. I'm deleting this ball right here, and I'm going to make a ball or, you know what? I'm actually going to make a cube. This might be kind of weird, but I'm making a cube. So I'm lining it up right on the X to make sure there are no issues, and I'm going to fill it with white. So now the Pong ball is not quite a ball anymore. It's a cube, which I guess looks kind of good. I like it. All right, we certainly need some sort of point scoring system. So instead of just these old scripts saying like you lost the end, I'm going to make a variable. So I'm going to go under data, make a variable called score. Yes, all right. Score. So that would be like that. So there's your score, and then I'm going to make computer score. I'm going to move that to the opposite side, but I'm actually going to switch the sides because since you're on the right, it would make more sense if your score was on the right. And now, so when you hit these you win and you lose spots. So if X possession, this one, so the negative 220 is the computer side of the screen. So I'm going to have it so you get 1 point right there. And then now I'm actually going to also add 1 for the other and change computer score by 1. And I'm just going to delete these you win and you lost. Now, I'm also going to change the ball script a little bit more. So, all right, so far we've got these points where it just, the paddle bounces like that. Now, I'm going to let the ball get to my side and see if there's a point. Doink. Okay, so the computer gets a point. But you notice how it gets 7? That's because it's getting points while it's past that amount of time. So it's going 7 past 120 before it goes back. So we need it to go once and then reset the ball position and then actually have it wait 1 second and then continue the game. So I'm actually going to copy that part on the top and put 1 right here, 1 right here, and then I'm just going to have it wait 1 second just so that you have a moment to kind of regroup and get ready for the next round. So now we have this system right here so that if I were to lose right now, which I'm about to do, and blink, 8, you go back to the beginning and you start back over like that. So, but what we also need to do is we need to set the score to 0 when you start. So set computer score to 0, and then I'm just going to drag out another one of these, but but change that to the player score. I'm going to try to line up these variables a little bit more to make them look better. Now, I'm also going to make another variable called difficulty. Difficulty, right there. All right. And if I double tap on that once and then twice, it comes into a slider, and then I right click on it and set slider minimum and maximum. The minimum will be, since 1 is impossible, I'm going to have it be 2 and 10. So now we have those parameters. So I'm going to put this on actually a title screen. So now we're going to make a title screen. So see these scripts right here? Whenever it says when flag clicked, I'm going to make it a when I receive message play. So because you're playing the game, you started. So I'm just replacing that in the computer, in the player, and then I'm also going to replace that in the ball. Okay. So, now I'm going to make a title screen. So, in all these, I need a one flag clicked hide, just so they're not being shown on the title screen. So I'm gonna click and hold on this. If I drag it over the player, it'll get moved into that. So that'll now be in the player sprite, and now that'll be in the computer sprite. So now if you look, I'm gonna do the cleanup script right there. So now if you look here, you'll see that when it starts, it hides, and then when you play, I need to put a show block in there so you can see it when it's playing, or else there's not really a point in playing if none of the pieces are visible. So now you can't see it right now, but when the play is broadcasted, then all of a sudden you can see all the pieces, and the round starts until someone loses. The computer gets a point like that, or I would get a point if I won, and then it resets. For instance, I'm going to set the difficulty all the way to 10. The only issue is this is opposite, so it's actually easier at 10. Now, but you notice the computer isn't listening to this variable. It's because C divided by 5, it's still going to be doing the division by 5. We need it to divide by difficulty. So now it'll actually be as good as the difficulty was set. So you see now I have a point. And so now we still need a title screen. So I'm going to make a new sprite, and I'm going to call it play. So I'm of course going to vector because I prefer vector very much over bitmap. And I'm going to make a white block with black text saying play. And now I'm going to move this right on top of here. I'm going to just put it in the button. So now center it, and that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to name this no, and then actually no, I'm going to name it nothing. Literally nothing, because I didn't know what else to name it. So now I'm going to have it so that when the flag's clicked, it'll be shown because it's the play button, and I'm going to have it go straight to the center of the screen. So go to 0, 0, just like that. So when you start, it's just a play button right there. So I'm going to have it events. When this sprite clicked, then I'm going to have it broadcast play and then hide. So now we have a play button like that. So when you click it, the game starts. Now, one more thing. I want the difficulty to show on the home screen, but not on the other screen. So show variable difficulty on the menu. And then as soon as it starts the game, I want to hide the variable difficulty. And I'm actually going to make a new backdrop, one called menu, and then the other one will be called in-game. So in-game is just going to be like the solid black, but the menu I'm going to put some text that says Pong on it. Pong. Of course, that needs to be white because the background is black. And I'm going to expand that text and put it in the center along with the play button. And then I'm going to put the difficulty right below that. And then at the bottom, I'm also going to write I'm just going to put a little thing saying lower number is easier. Oh, no, lower number is harder. Sorry. Lower number is harder. Higher is easier. Okay. So now I'm going to shrink that down nice and small so it's not too distracting. And you also, I'm using the arrow keys to move this down. So if you look on the screen right here, you'll see I'm just moving this right on over. So let's see. Let's move that over here. Oh, it's getting a bit frozen. All right. Come on, Scratch. Okay. Good. That's better. I'm actually going to use the mouse tool to get it a little bit more centered. And now, there. Lower number is harder, higher number is easier. So then I'm going to have it so in the backdrops again, one flag clicked, I'm going to switch it to menu, and then when I receive play, switch costume to in-game. So switch backdrop to in-game. Flag clicked, switch backdrop to menu. So now in the menu right here, and I'm actually going to hide these score variables because they don't really fit the whole menu sort of theme. So I'm going to hide variable, not difficulty because we want the difficulty, but hide variable score and computer score, and then show variable score and computer score. I just need to set them to score over computer score. So that, okay, when we start, we are on this nice little home screen. I'm going to move this difficulty variable a bit more centered and adjust that text one more time just to be sure it looks nice and centered. So that's good. All right. Now, when we click the flag, we have this nice little Pong home screen, which the word Pong is also a little bit off center. Sometimes going into full screen will help you find things that don't look quite right and need to be adjusted. For instance, now I believe that that'll be a little bit better and centered. And I think I might have just moved it to some weird place with my mouse. So let's give that a moment to respond while I click save. All right. And now, let's see. Now that is there. That's centered. Okay. So now when you click the flag, you have this nice little home screen right here with the little message telling about difficulty. I like difficulty 5 because that's medium, and that's what I said in the last video. Then I click play, and the game starts. Now, one more thing I'm going to add is I'm going to make the play button look a bit nicer. For instance, I am going to make it so that I'm going to make a script right here saying forever, it's an if-then-else, and then touching mouse pointer. And then I'm just going to do a simple set size to 100 if it's not touching the mouse pointer, set size to 110 if it is, just to add a nice little bit of movement on our home screen. So the button just gets a little bit bigger and smaller. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have it be a first to 5. That'll be a good score. So, and then after this, I'm going to have it if then. Okay, this goes below the if then statement right there because this is checking if so let's see. I'm going to put a nice little if then computer score equals 5, then I'm going to put some sort of you lost screen, but I'm also going to do if then, sorry, I need to stop that script. If then just the player score or score is 5, then I also need the game to stop and the round to be over. So I might have it. So I'm going to make 2 more backdrops. One called You Win. And I'm just going to convert that to vector. And you win. There you go. One that says you win, expand that, and I'm going to do my best to center it. And then one more that says you lose. So now I'm going to say you lose. Put it more in the center. And so now we have those two screens. So we go to the ball, and then if it's set to there, then I'm gonna make a new message called hide. So just hide. And then on my episode, both of these will broadcast the hide because that'll make everything go away. So I'm also going to have them hide the variables score and computer score, and computer score. And then the hide, I'm going to do when I receive hide. So it might sound kind of weird, but when I receive hide. And then just like last time, I'm going to drag that over onto the other things, and the play button will already be hidden. So now these will hide, and just cleaning this up. And then once everything is hidden, we need to switch the backdrop to the you lose, you win sort of screen. So I'm also going to hide this, the ball. And then I'm going to switch. So if if the computer gets a score of 5, it's a you lose. If you get a score of 5, it is a you win. So now, if you're in here, I'm going to set the difficulty to 10 so I can win quite quickly. So, so now, if I'm actually going to let the computer win. So, computer gets a point now, and then computer is about to get another point, and then one more, 3, all right, 2 more, 4, and then on the 5th, after it gets its 5th, it should say you lose, like that. The end. Okay. Now, how about some sort of now I'm not gonna do this, but actually, you know what, I will. I'm gonna add some sort of little kind of. Whoops, sorry, I just opened a random app. I'm going to find some sort of nice little kind of music loop for this game. So I'm gonna go to music loops. You can also find a bunch of this stuff all over the internet too, which tends to be a lot better than the stuff in the Scratch library. That's good enough. So, good. And then I'm just gonna go to scripts, and then I'm gonna do control forever sound, play sound techno until done. Until done's necessary, or else it's gonna get very stuck and bad. All right. I'm also gonna have 2 sounds, like a success and like a bad sort of thing. Like you did well, you did bad. So I'm gonna go to effects, and hopefully there'll be a that works. So that'll be kind of fairy dust will be a noise for if you get a point. So play sound fairy dust until done if you score a point. So that'll be if you score a point. And if the computer scores a point, then I'm going to add another sound that'll be in the effects category. And I'm going to find something that is bad. Like, a rattle. That's pretty good. I guess that'll work. All right. I'll put a rattle in there. And then play sound rattle until done, and I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, let's see how this looks. Good, that's a sound effect. Now, I don't know what I set the difficulty to, so I might not be able to beat this computer. Oh, maybe, no, all right, okay. So there is a completed Pong game. All the stylizing and everything. For my next tutorial series, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make clicker games. For instance, like some you might have heard of on like a phone or something, or like adventure capitalist games where that you click to get money with upgrades, stuff like that. Okay, there you go. Your finished Pong game.